So this is going to be a commentary of a game from my point of view. A few people were requesting that, and I also think that it's better to learn anyway from looking at like someone streaming, like seeing exactly how they click and stuff. Um, this game in particular, T-Dog, I remember he played really badly, so it's not like a good game or anything, but I mean, final is pretty decent. But the thing is, I think you could still learn a few things from it if I explain it. So yeah, let's see. Uh, just skip it a little bit. Okay, so the matchup is I'm Gondor with Mordor versus randoms, obviously. So right when I start, I make a blacksmith and a farm, which is what you should always make. And then I wall check. I see that they're both FOL. And then now what you can do is, if you're with the FOD, you can either send one soldier over here and your hobbit also over there and send it to Mordor's mills and protect it, and send another down over here to protect your farm. Or you can go and creep the wargs with I, and with if you're Gondor in Mordor, that's usually better because Mordor can give you I, and then your soldiers will rank up. And you see over here I'm explaining to him. And you don't want to eye too early because sometimes you might actually miss it. And you always want to take heal if you're gonna creep the wargs, because or else you lose way too many units. And then your hobbit goes and takes your bottom farm. And you want to heal when you think you'll be like the best. So basically when a few of your soldiers have been killed or are about to die, so you maximize the heal. And also yeah, you see I sent my hobbit down here and he sent one soldier to kill my farm. Before you make your stables, you always want, and over here you saw that I had this rank 2 and this rank 1 soldier. Let me just go back. I let the rank 1 soldier kill the warg lair, so I could have 2 ranked soldiers, because a ranked soldier more than rank 1 is way stronger than a rank 1 soldier. So you always want to try to get rank your soldiers. And over here I have one farm over here, and Mordor took 3 mills, so I only have 1 farm here and 2 farms here. And usually if you're with like Aizen or Rohan or Gondor, you would have 2 farms outside and then 2 farms inside before stable. But the main thing you want to make sure is that you have 4 farms before making stable. So in this matchup, since Mordor takes 3 mills, I have 1 farm here, 1 farm here, I'm building 1 farm, and then you want to make another farm, so 4 farms in total always before stable. And you can get away with 3 farms sometimes, but it's really risky. If they take down one of your farms, it's basically over if you're versing good players. So you always want to have 4 farms. And over here, these I see these I send 1 soldier there to defend, and I see these soldiers trying to kill this farm. And then over here I realized that it's kind of pointless to have both my hobbit and a soldier following 2 soldiers to the back. So I just sent my hobbit to chase after them, and my soldier can protect the farm if they send like more peasants or something to me. Because if I was just chasing his soldiers all the way back there, if he sent a peasant here, he could probably take down this. And you see he's sending a hobbit and maybe more peasants, I don't remember. And you never want to cash flow. Like right when I got 800, I made my stable. Because if you cash flow, then you lose versus good players. After making your first horse, you always want to make a second horse right away. Because the main thing you want to do is harass your opponents early on. Some people make like one horse and then try to fill up their whole base and make their second horse. You want your first two horses at least out really fast. And then right over here, this is important. So over here, whenever your mate has orcs or any type of units, and your opponent has horses, and he's trying to trample them, and if your horse is nearby, you should always attack his horses before he as he's trampling or before he's trampling. Because what this will do is, while your opponent is trampling, your horse will come and attack his horse midway and get down a few horses. Because while his horses are trampling the orcs, his horses slow down a bit. And I beacon for I because with I kill them. I could probably kill like 3 or 4 of his horses with the attack bonus damage. But it didn't work that well over here, I guess, since I couldn't catch him. But it's still worth it to try. And I did kill like 1, I think, yeah. So it's still worth it because now he has to run away, and I can kill a farm or something. And it's always so in this matchup it's Mordor Gondor versus Rohan Gondor, right? And Gondor can take land. Like my opponent Gondor can take land. But the thing is, your Mordor can still put land even though Gondor will have land early on, because until Gondor takes land, Mordor can keep on putting land, because because their Gondor usually won't take land because he wants to save for Gandalf. He wants the power point for Gandalf White. So yeah, you can put down like 1 or 2 lands before Gondor will get land and start replacing it. So that's another thing. And what you can either make 2 horses and then fill up your base, or you can make 2 horses, fill up your base a little bit, and then make a 3rd horse, or you can make 3 horses really fast and then fill up your base. It depends sometimes on whether they make heroes or not. When they make like Faramir or something, usually I'll make like 3 fast horses to try to get their economy down and creep the troll cage also. But if they go horses and RA or something, I'll go 2 horses and then fill up my base. But really it doesn't matter that much as long as you have good micro and your first 2 horses are out fast. And you always want to take their farm whenever you get it down, because then it delays them, because now they have to kill it. They have to destroy the farm before they can harass you. And you always want to try to steal the money, at least, if you can. I see a lot of people, they think that they can't take the warg layer down, so they just don't try for it at all. But if you could at least take the money, that's still worth it. Well, it's not just worth it, it's actually really good. And over here what I try to do is I try to wedge his horses between the farm, so more of my horses can attack his, then his horses can attack mine. And then I heal, but then he heals too. Or I would have won that fight, I think. But since he heals second, he's gonna win that fight and have to run. You always want to delete your buildings before your enemy could take it down, because if you delete it before they take it down, then they don't get any power points for killing the building. And in this matchup, Mordor wants to make trolls, because if he makes Nazgul or something, they can just make Eowyn and Faramir or something like that. And the main thing about farms is to reduce the cost of horses. So once you have like 3 horses or whatever, you can start, when you get upgrades, you can delete your farms to make blacksmiths, because you want to have 5 or 6 blacksmiths to get the most advantage, well, the most percent off for your upgrades. So like if you have only 4 blacksmiths, your upgrades are gonna cost like, I don't know, 420 for like blades or something. If you have 6 blacksmiths, it's gonna cost only like, I don't know, 320 or something like that. So I usually try to have 5 blacksmiths at least, and sometimes I delete another farm to make 6 blacksmiths. You see over here, I'm deleting the farms to making blacksmiths. And you see, I'm always having each horse do something else. I don't have one horse doing nothing. And over here, I know that I can't win this fight probably, so, and he has blades too, so I know I can't win this fight. So instead of being a noob and just running back to my base, I just run around, and then he'll just see that, okay, this is pointless chasing me, and I can just go back and then kill a few farms. So you don't want to run away too fast ever. Even if your horse is damaged, you don't want to like if you think you can kill a mill, you should always try to kill a mill. And over here, even though he has blades, well, I also have blades now. But even if I didn't get blades, and I had 2 horses there, I could, with eye or heal, I could probably kill his horse still. Even though he has blades in it, 2 of my horses don't. And you see, I always take the farm just to delay them. And even if, like, I don't know in this replay if it ever happens, but if I take a farm and I see that he's, like right now, I took that farm and he's coming to kill it, it's still worth it to take it, and then you can just delete it or cancel it by the time he comes, just to delay his just to delay him from taking the farm back, which like takes like 4 or 5 seconds. That wastes his time. He should have more laborers at that mill. Okay, and I guess this isn't that important, but it's still I just made it go a little back, and I just got heavy armor upgrade. And then when it said it was ready, I had 2 horses over here and 1 horse going to their side. I was about to upgrade those horses back there, but then I realized that my horse going forward on the offensive, it's better to upgrade him first, because it's more likely that I'll come into that I'll need to attack his horses. So I mean, that's a small thing, but I guess it adds up. And another thing you can think about is if their horse has, like, let's say blades, and your horse has blades, but your horse has less HP, and he's following you, and your heavy armor is ready, you can keep on running and then upgrade your heavy armor while you're running away, and then right like a few seconds before it's ready, you can start attacking his horse, and then by the time he knows, you might even kill the horse. You see, I always take the farm. Even though he's right there, I can take it down. I always go and take the farm. And most people would have, let me go back a little bit. Most people would have, look at my horses, they're really like damaged, and most people would have went straight to heal, but with 2 horses versus 1 horse, you couldn't take it down still. Even though, and I had eyes, so it was good to stay, so I could take his farms and harass a little bit more, and then I could go back and heal. Or instead of healing, I can take down another farm and then go back too. And this whole time my mate doesn't even tell me when I is ready, so I can't even. It's always better to tell your mate when the PowerPoint is ready instead of just using it randomly whenever you think he should need it. And that's the same with war chant too. As soon as you have war chant, you want to just tell your mate war chant is ready instead of just war chanting his horses when you think it's right. And I'm just saving these PowerPoints for Gandalf the White when I buy him. I don't know what their Rohan is doing this whole game. We could My mate could have just won just with trolls. You see, I took that farm. And then his horse is coming back. And I just delete it, I think. No, I think he got it down before it fully finished building. But anyway, it's worth it to take it. Then over here I notice that he has no heavy armor, so I start fighting. But even then, he has too many horses. But at least I get a few power points. I get like half a power point or something. And you always want to number your horses. Well, not always, but if it's easier for you. You have to press CTRL and then the plus sign on your keyboard, and then from 1 to 0 on your keyboard, and then it numbers them. Like I number this horse 2, so instead of finding my horse, I could just press 2 and then move it. And so I think the game is basically over now, but hope this helped. I think the starting strategy should help a lot. If you didn't already know that you could creep with I or whatever. But again, creeping the Wargler with I is only good in a few matchups, like versus 2 FOL. Once he gets Witch King, you could take 2 farms again on your side, instead of Mordor having 3 mills the whole game, because once Witch King is out, it's basically over anyway. Alright, I think that's the end. Witch King destroys his citadel. Final's complaining about his mate, which is what's the word I'm looking for? Which is okay, I can't think of the word. That's gonna really bug me. Which is predictable, but that's not the word I was looking for. Which is okay, forget it. I forgot what I was going with that anyway. But yeah, his mate did really bad. His mate needed to make 4 farms inside, so he would have 6 farms total. The Rohan, then make Eomer, then fill up his base except for 1 spot, and then make stables, and then make like 2 Rohirrim archers, and then he could make like Theoden or something, and then just harass the trolls that are around the mills. Because if Mordor puts his trolls around his mills, Gondor horses can almost never take it down. He needs the help of Rohirrim archers. And over here, this is pretty funny. I do lightning, and I get Theoden. But yeah, it's over anyway. And then they just quit.